losers, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to tell you about something happening in April. You may have heard about this, you may not have. Either way, I'm very excited to help announce Old School April. It's coming back. As the title might suggest, this is a readathon, watchathon, nostalgiathon, activity-a-thon happening in April. This was created by Kelsey at Slime and Slashers, and I'm going to be helping co-host this year. There are quite a few other co-hosts, so make sure to, when you're done watching this, of course, go ahead and check out my description. I will tag all my fellow co-hosts. Make sure to watch their announcement videos. There is some important information in every single one of my co-host videos, and also make sure to refer to Kelsey's video because I will have some details in this, but Kelsey's video is much more detailed. She is very good at explaining things in a way that, of course, I, as merely a worm, cannot. Okay, so I wrote some things down so I won't forget. So please excuse me if I often refer to this. So to start out with, like I said, this is a month-long, like, extravaganza. It's called Old School April, but it's not limited to anything retro. You can do vintage, you can do modern, you can read, you can watch, you can do the activities. It's really, you can pick and choose what you want to do, what you don't want to do, you don't have to do. It's really just to have fun and kind of just do things that are fun and do things that like bring you like nostalgic joy. If you want to participate as a team, there are 3 teams. It's kind of set up like Legends of the Hidden Temple. There are 3 teams. There are the Silver Snakes, of which I am a part of, so no pressure, but you know, if you do choose to be a Silver Snake, you will be on my team. There's also the Blue Barracudas and the Purple Parrots. So if you choose a team, you can earn points by completing prompts. So there are reading prompts, there are watching prompts, and then there are activity prompts. And closer to April, I will go through the prompts and I'll let you know what I'm going to be reading for the month. You can like kind of double dip if you want, or triple dip. You can dip as many times as you want. I was like looking over things earlier and trying to find books that like hit as many prompts as possible. I found one that I think does like 6. So you can kind of customize this to be as kind of a choose your own adventure kind of a thing. So it's going to be so much fun. This doesn't have to be horror. This could be fantasy. This could be romance. There are prompts for different genres. I think the prompts are broad enough, or in my opinion, the prompts are broad enough to where they can hit really just any genre you want, any genre you read, any genre you watch. If you're somebody who's a mood reader, do not worry. You don't have to plan your TBR ahead of time. You can read things and then figure out which prompts they fulfill after you're done reading them. Kelsey has submission forms and stuff like that. She's created digital trackers, so you know, when you're done reading or watching or doing one of the activities, you can mark down your stuff before submitting, so you don't have to, you know, submit every single time you do something. This is also partnered with 6 at April on Instagram. That's Apple and Alchemy. Her name is April, so it's like perfect. April's April challenge. So she is running the Instagram challenge. Well, I don't know, I guess a challenge, but it's really just like an activity. You can earn activity points for Old School April by participating in 6 at April on Instagram. So it's really like, there are so many ways to earn points for your team. There is merch, I will leave a link to all this stuff if you're like, whoa, this is so much information. Yes, totally it is. But I will leave a link to everything in my description. Do not worry. I will tag all my co-hosts. Make sure to watch their videos because, like I said, there is some important information in every single person's announcement video. And that is that there are host picks. That is one of the prompts to read and watch host picks. I have 2 books here and 2 movies. My first pick is We've Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. This is a story about 2 sisters who are kind of ostracized from the small town that they live in after the deaths of some of their family members. And were these deaths purposeful or not? You kind of have to wonder. Also one that is very nostalgic for me. This is A Spell for Chameleon by Piers Anthony. This is the first novel in his really expansive Xanth world. I've only read a couple of them, but I've read this one over and over. This is my favorite one. And this is about a young man named Bink. And in this world, everyone eventually gets like some sort of magic. And Bink's like just hanging out and like, why have I not gotten magic? And he discovers that maybe he hasn't gotten his magic and he's wondering like, why hasn't this happened? And he goes on a journey to discover why, right? Why hasn't this happened? And along the way, he meets some very interesting people, including a woman named Chameleon. And it's a really good book. I love this book so much. And I think I'll probably have to read this again in April. It's been quite a few years and it's a good one. And then for my movie suggestions, I have 1 spooky one and 1 Disney movie that you might not have watched, actually. I feel like this is really an underrated Disney movie, and it is criminal how many people have not seen this Disney movie. This is The Great Mouse Detective, which is my favorite Disney movie. It has fucking Vincent Price in it. Okay, the greatest villain song. First of all, the greatest villain, Vincent Price, plays this villain Ratigan who will murder you if you ever utter the fact that he's a rat. He tries to usurp the throne of England, and then I actually almost named my daughter Basil after the character in this movie, and then my obstetrician was like, do you think people would think she's a boy? And then I was like, people are just gonna call her Basil, and I don't know. So I didn't name her that, but it was a very highly considered name. So this is just really one of the greatest Disney movies ever, and it is really a shame that not so many people have seen it. And I'm really hoping that since like everything's streaming now, probably more people have stumbled across it, but really, you should watch this. It is so good. It's such a great movie. And then my second choice is the 1979 horror slasher movie Tourist Trap, which is just really so strange. Such a bananas movie, kind of a vacation gone wrong movie where these teenagers make a stop on a road trip and they come to this like really small wax museum, and it's just this one man there, and he's complaining about how like since the freeway's been built, they don't get much traffic, you know, at the museum. And they discover that maybe he's not the only one there, but also maybe he is, but also maybe he's not, but also maybe he is, but also maybe he's not. And it's just a really, it's wacky. You gotta watch it. It's so strange. So those are my picks. Those are my host picks. I just really, like, especially for the movies, you have a whole month. Just like take 2 hours one day. Well, take 4 hours one day and sit down and watch them. They're so good. All right, I think that just about wraps it up. Just a reminder that this is a friendly event. So while we might, you know, we want to earn points for our team, but we don't want to be mean because that's not fun at all. So it's friendly, don't be hateful, or you'll ruin it for everybody. So pick a team, pick Silver Snakes if you're cool. If you're not, there's also the purple Parrots or the blue Barracudas. But like I said, make sure to watch my co-host videos. I've got them all tagged. I've got their channels all tagged below. Make sure to watch Kelsey's video. She goes into much greater detail if you're still like, what the heck's going on here? Also, like I said, I will have a video closer to April where I go over the prompts and what I will be reading for the month and what prompts the books will fulfill. It's going to be like one of those, like, Always Sunny, when Charlie was trying to figure out who Pepe Silva is with like the red string map kind of thing. So please join us in April. It's going to be so much fun. Like, I really, if you're on the fence about it, I really recommend you going over to watch Kelsey's video just to listen to some of the prompts, because it's gonna be so much fun. It's really gonna be such a blast. That's all, though. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in April. Goodbye!